constitutional conduct group, where about 200 IAS officers are there. Almost everybody has conducted elections. We have written 9 letters to the Election Commission. 9 letters signed by more than 100, 110 former IAS, IPS, IAS officers, all mild senior to this Ganeshwar Rajkumar and company. Not even once have they replied. Not even once. Not even once, Neelu. I mean, this is criminal. I found out, further inquiry I found out, these deletions all took place at the last minute. That means, you see, after the candidates' nomination is finalized, candidates are given a list. That list was one. And the list given to the presiding officer was different. Supplementary lists were given. And in the supplementary list, these names were missing. And all this happened within the period of 2 to 3 weeks. So it cannot be possible without a centralized, well orchestrated, organized election commission has become incorrigible. The election commission has become incorrigible because they feel arrogant. They are become they're totally with impunity. They can be removed only with impeachment, which is almost impossible. They can't be prosecuted, protected by Section 16 of the Election Commissioners Act. So they feel that nobody can touch them, they can do anything. So they must be cut to size. They must come together, the entire opposition and the regional parties must come together. This is for their life and death. See, they are not bothered about democracy, they are only bothered about their own power mongering. That is wrong. Why are they there in political? Only for capturing power. Democracy is nothing for them. If they don't do it, people have to come to the streets. Even people like us will give a call for people to come to the streets. We don't normally give such call. Now the situation is so desperate. People's mandate is not being heard. People have no voice at all. They are only shouting in the wilderness. And some Ganesh Kumar and company can do anything he wants and throw challenges at the leader of the opposition, and civil society completely cuts off as if we are nobody. They don't even respond. The Rajiv Kumar was the worst criminal, and the Ganesh Kumar is even worse than him. And the other two fellows are sitting there like dummies.
Hello and a warm welcome to HW News Network, your one-stop show, truth be told, for some engaging and thought-provoking conversations. Now, Rahul Gandhi today again reiterated his vote chori allegations and took a swipe at the Election Commission, calling it an election watchman. Yes, just a few minutes from now, just a few minutes back, in fact, he said that Election Commission is almost like an election watchman who stayed awake, watched the theft, and protected the thieves. His remarks came a day after he ramped up his attack on the issue of vote theft, accusing Chief Election Commissioner Ganesh Kumar of protecting those who destroyed democracy. To buttress his allegation, he again cited data from a Karnataka Assembly constituency to claim that votes of Congress supporters were being systematically deleted. The Election Commission dubbed the allegations incorrect and baseless and said no deletion of any vote can be done online by any member of the public as misconceived by Rahul Gandhi. Now, he also wrote a post in the morning, and I'm just going to read that out because it's written in Hindi, but I will tell you what it means in English. He says, wake up at 4 a.m., eliminate 2 voters in 36 seconds, then go back to sleep. This is how vote theft happens. चुनाव का चौकीदार जागता रहा, चोरी देखता रहा, चोरों को बचाता रहा. So, which means that election watchman stayed awake, watched the theft, and protected the thieves. This is what the leader of the opposition, Rahul Gandhi, made his claims again today. Now, I thought of speaking to someone who's been tracking the vote theft not just recently, but he's been tracking and calling it a vote theft since 2016. I'm talking about few bureaucrats who are a part of the Constitutional Conduct Group, and one of them is MG Devasahayam. He's a retired IS officer, he's an author, but at the same time, he's also been the returning officer during the elections which happened during the emergency. MG Devasahayam joins us this evening. And thank you so much, Mr. MG Devasahayam, for joining on HW. And my first question to you is that these claims made by Rahul Gandhi, and of course, we've spoken on a couple of other interviews with you on the same platform where you've said that there has been a spurious injection of votes, not just recently, but it's been there since years, since 2016. And since Rahul Gandhi pointed out at a software, at a call center, at a very organized and a planned kind of an operation. So my question to you is that because you are tracking this vote theft for years, when did this vote chore syndicate or the vote theft syndicate start getting very, very active?
Active starting from, I would say, 2018 onwards. 2016, the groundwork was laid, and teams were created within the election commission, technical people, and they completely see first sign of theft, first sign of chori is complete secrecy. Shut yourself off. See, election commission should be the most open, most transparent institution in the
How did
country.
you get a whiff? How did you get a whiff of such kind of a syndicate which is getting very active on
Yes,
vote theft?
we took up the matter of, see, when the VVPAT was introduced, we had doubts about EVM itself. But when
Right.
the VVPAT was introduced, that was the time when Qureshi was the chief election commissioner. Then Sampath became chief election commissioner. They were very positive-minded chief election commissioners. They brought in good improvements, they changes. Then we found, starting from 2016, there is something odd going on in the election commission, trying to they want to defeat the very purpose of the VVPAT, voter verified paper audit trail. And 2018, early 2018, they took a decision, much against all our requests, saying that they will cross verify the paper slips in only one booth out of 300 booths in an assembly constituency, thereby completely quashing, completely junking the VVPAT system. So our doubt started. Our struggle started from then onwards. We have been trying to engage with the chief election commissioner, the election commissioners. In 2018, we did succeed for some time. Our engagement with the election commission started with the voter verifiable paper audit trail, which was brought in
Yes.
2013, 2014, to see that the VVM system was little transparent. And starting from 2016, 2017, and culminating in 2018, there was an effort to completely finish the VVPAT. VVPAT was made into a dummy. So we protested that. We started engaging with the Election Commission in 2018. Briefly, we did engage. In fact, they brought in a deputy election commissioner with a technical background to do this dirty work. And he was doing the dirty work by creating false reports. We went to the Supreme Court in 2018, and this gentleman filed a false affidavit. Then only we started doubtful. The election commission intents are dishonest. There is some organized fraud going on within the election commission. They want to completely finish out the VVPAT, so there is no verifiability, there is no auditability, so they can go in for spurious injection of votes. So spurious injection of votes did take place. In 2019 election also, spurious injection of votes election to, because we were
Okay.
concentrating on parliament
Let me just
election.
connect the dots. Let me just connect the dots for the viewers. You said that the vote theft syndicate has been very active since 2016. But when Mr. O.P. Rawat was the chief election commissioner, it got a little suppressed. After Rawat got retired, this vote syndicate became very active. And it's since then that the vote theft is happening on a massive scale. Is that what you are saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. And
Okay.
repeatedly, people were knocking at the gates of the election commission with suggestions, with letters. See, our constitutional conduct group, wherein about 200 IAS officers are there, almost everybody has conducted elections. We have written 9 letters to the Election Commission. 9 letters signed by more than 100, 110 former IAS, IPS, IAFS officers, all miles senior to this Ganeshwar Rajkumar and company. Not even once have they replied. Not even once. Not even once, Neelu. I mean, this is criminal.
No,
I have
but
not never
no, but Mr.
because
Devasahayam,
they had no answer to our reply,
right?
and we
No,
had
no,
openly
actually,
written to them. No,
in
no, let
fact,
me tell you, Kannada, another point. We had openly written to them saying that 2019 election was very unfair, one of the most unfair elections. 2024, very unfair election. We quoted 1, 2, 3, 4 reasons. One, no reply. Then we got a memorandum signed by 10,000 to 12,000 people. No reply. 110 top experts, technical experts, IIT professors, IIM professors, IAS officers, IFS officers, no reply.
no, but my question,
Nothing.
something which looks mysterious, Mr. Devasahayam, is that, if this is a massive scale on which this vote loot is happening, they're looting votes. They are doing it on a massive scale with the help of a call center, with the help of a software, and with the help of technology. How do you think, whose brainchild was this actually within the election commission? It was somebody who must have taken this initiative, no?
You see, at some point of time, the ruling establishment realized they came to power in 2014 because of several reasons. I don't want to go into that. They were pursuing a Hindutva agenda. They had complete control over the media. Media was propagating the Hindutva agenda aggressively. They thought that
Yes.
they
Yes,
can
yes.
have the control. They can have control over the people. But people of India, I have a lot of faith in the people of India. People of India did not fall for the Hindutva agenda. Not more than 20%. No, never. Never more than 20% of Indians opted for Hindutva agenda, though it was blown up in the media as if it's a
Right.
big support is there.
No, but
So they thought if they have to win the election, they have to manipulate the election system.
right. So this
So
manipulation exercise, let me just interrupt you here and ask you another question. That this manipulation exercise, which started in 2016, picked up speed after 2018, which means that all the elections, whether it is the assembly elections or the parliamentary elections, were all elections after 2018 manipulated. Yes, Mr. Devasayam, can you hear me? Were all elections after 2018 manipulated
activity
elections?
is very poor.
Yes. My question to you is that after 2018, were all elections manipulated?
On the 2019 election, I had written an article. I used to write regularly for the Wire. I have written very clearly there is no mandate. People did not give the mandate. The 303 mandate was not there. It was manufactured. Machine manufactured mandate. That's what I used to write. See, we were also now coming to the electoral roll, which Rahul Gandhi is concentrating. It's nothing new. I had personal experience in 2019 election. In 2019 election, I was in my hometown called Nagarkoil, which is part of the Kanyakumari constituency, the land's end of India. There on the voting day, there was a big commotion. Lot of people in the by afternoon there was a big crowd in my house shouting, "Sir, sir, please do something, please do something." I said, "What is it?" I said, "We went to the polling station, we did not find our name, we could not vote." So it next day the whole lot conversed, the MLA, the candidate, everybody. Sir, we must ask for re-election. So we investigated and found tentatively that they had deleted overnight, almost overnight, 35,000 votes in the parliament constituency, in 5 assembly constituencies, 35,000 votes, almost all Christian votes who were supposed to vote, who used to en bloc, particularly the Catholic coastal votes, who used to vote en bloc against the BJP. Then I did further inquiry, and constituency wise we fixed up, and I had serious doubt as to something fishy has taken place. I talked to the district collector, who was the returning officer. His reply was very vague, it was very casual. That added to my suspicion. So I called the chief electoral officer, who was a fairly decent fellow from Barisa, IAS chap in the Tamil Nadu cadre. He said, couple of days later, he said, give me a couple of days. He checked up and said, come back to me, and he conceded. Conceded, sir, yes, did take place. Last minute deletion did take place, and it is not 35,000, it's about 12,000. I said, 12,000 itself is a big number. You go for a full-fledged investigation. So we gave a very, civil society got together and gave a very detailed memorandum to the Election Commission and the CEO to do an inquiry. They never bothered to investigate. Actually, the deletion was about 73,000 votes. There was a difference between 2016 assembly election numbers and parliament election numbers in the 5 assembly constituencies. There was a difference of 73,000 votes after taking into consideration the additions and deletions. And there was no investigation whatsoever, there was no inquiry whatsoever. Then I found out, further inquiry I found out, these deletions all took place at the last minute. That means, you see, after the candidates' nomination is finalized, candidates are given a list. That list was one. And the list given to the presiding officers was different. Supplementary lists were given. And in the supplementary list, these names were missing. And all this happened within the period of 2 to 3 weeks. So it cannot be possible without a centralized, well orchestrated, organized kind of operation. So we had this suspicion even in 2019.
No, so
What
these
Rahul?
suspicions were there. No, what I'm saying is that these suspicions were there. You all were working on it, but the people could not still believe because they still had faith in the election commission. But now, since the time Rahul Gandhi has conducted the press conference, the biggest political party, the opposition party, has picked up this issue, and now it has sunk in the minds of the people that yes, vote theft which is happening. But now the big questions from here on are that, if there is a software, what is that software? If there is a call center, where is that call center? And who is behind this? Who's the mastermind? Aren't these the questions which people now should be asking? And what is the way you can breach this syndicate? Is there a way out how you can breach the syndicate?
The leader of the opposition has come out openly. Media is writing, everybody is writing, everybody is talking. It is a bounden duty. See, all the three are IAS officers, a cadre which I was proud to belong once upon a time. And people had lot of respect for the service called IAS. They had faith. And people are losing that faith also. These three chief election commissioners, particularly the chief election commissioner, the present Gayaneshwar Gupta, and the previous the fellow, what's his name, Rajiv Kumar, among themselves have destroyed the credibility of the IAS, virtually destroyed the credibility of the IAS. People are asking me, sir, is this the IAS? I feel ashamed. No. See, they don't realize the kind of damage they're causing to the entire system, entire administrative setup. It's not only the election commission. The entire Indian administrative is in disrepute. And these three people must understand. Particularly Ganeshwar Kumar should understand. See, they feel safe.
Officers like you feel ashamed because of the dent in the credibility of the election commission. You also supervised electoral processes. But my question to you is, and my last 1 or 2 questions before I wind up the interview, that all these big claims made by Rahul Gandhi, what next? How will you breach this syndicate? Now everybody knows that there is a There's an organized syndicate which is doing it, and technology is being used big time for it. It's a known fact. Everybody believes this. But how will you breach in? How will you break into this syndicate so that you can dismantle this vote theft completely? What is the way out?
Now, I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Observing the election commission the last few years, myself, along with my colleagues, and the response the Chief Election Commissioner has given to the revelations made by Rahul Gandhi, Election Commission has become incorrigible. Election Commission has become incorrigible because they feel arrogant. They are become with they're totally with impunity. They can be removed only with impeachment, which is almost impossible. They can't be prosecuted, protected by Section 16 of the Election Commissioners Act. So they feel that nobody can touch them, they can do anything. So they must be cut to size. That's why I
Just
say
be brief.
1993, after the 73rd, 74th Amendment, now we have the third tier of democracy. There are state election commissions in every state, 28 states. So my suggestion is this concentration of power with the election commission must go.
Okay.
Election in any case is being conducted only by the state election commission. Elections must
Again,
go to
you're
the state election commission.
okay. So you are saying,
At least the
decentralized.
election
You are
commission
saying
committee cut to size. This arrogance, this power mongering
Mr.
will not be
Devasahayam,
there. And
Mr.
they will not
Devasahayam,
be able to meddle with the
Mr.
state elections
Devasahayam,
like they are meddling with the Bihar
Mr.
election.
Devasahayam, your
So
audience.
decentralize the election system, cut the election commission down to size. That is
Okay.
step number one.
Okay,
And
one second.
second is
Let me just repeat this. Let me just repeat this for the audience because your connectivity is bad, sir. You're getting disconnected in between. So, what Mr. Devasahayam is saying
yes.
that decentralize the powers of the election commission, relegate more powers to the state assemblies so that the central election commission office doesn't have to do much when it comes to elections of the state assemblies. That was one suggestion he gave, and then he got disconnected. So, I'm just going to wait for him to join again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Devasayam. Go ahead, please.
No, state election commission to conduct the state elections, state assembly
Yes,
elections, like
yes,
they are conducting the panchayat elections and urban
yes,
local body elections. And the Central Election Commission, Gyaneshwar and company conduct only parliament. At least their role will be limited. They can be monitored much more. Now they have all the powers. Actually, the
yes.
legwork is being done by the field people.
Right. No, so this will happen only once there is a unanimity in parliament over this. They will have to move
Almost
motion
monopolistic
or some kind
authority.
of an amendment.
That should be cut to size. That
No,
is
but
step number
how will
one.
this happen? No,
And
how will
second,
this
of course,
happen?
people. See,
Devasahayam,
democracy is for the people. People must say
Mr.
that the
Devasahayam,
system is
when you say, Mr. Devasayam, just hear me out because your connectivity is bad and I have to relate it to the audience also what you're saying. So, my question to you is
and
that so you are saying that
yes.
decentralize the powers of the election commission, cut it to
So
size, but
elect
how will that happen is the question. All the regional parties, the opposition parties will have to come together on this in parliament.
yeah, they must come together. The entire opposition and the regional parties must come together. This is for their life and death. See, they are not bothered about democracy. They are only bothered about their own power mongering. That is wrong. Why are they? Why are they there in political? Only for capturing power. Democracy is nothing for them. If they don't do it, people have to come to the streets. Even people like us will give a call for people to come to the streets. We don't normally give such call.
Hmm.
Now the situation is so desperate. People's mandate is not being heard. People have no voice at all. They are only shouting in the wilderness. And some Ganesh Kumar and company can do anything he wants and throw challenges at the leader of the opposition, and civil society completely cuts off as if we are nobody. They don't even respond. The Rajiv Kumar was the worst criminal, and the Ganesh Kumar is even worse than him. And the other two fellows are sitting there like dummies. See, the three-man election commission was made so that there could be a majority. What are the other two fellows doing? I forget their names. I don't even remember their names. What are they doing? They're
Right.
sitting like dummies.
No,
Are
that's
they
an
election
important point.
commissioners or what? Election dummies? Eh?
Yes, Mr. Devasahayam, what you have said is a great news point. You are saying that decentralize the powers of the election commission, cut them to size. All the opposition parties, including the regional parties, should come together in parliament and demand the decentralization of election commission. Your concluding thoughts, sir, on this particular issue, because this is a solution. How you break this vote theft syndicate, and this is a solution. But what would you really like to say towards the end? And I'm going to end the program then.
Yeah, this is the demand. See, people have to come to the street. Everyone says people come to the street. What will the people come to do in the come in the street? Break, and burn the buildings, burn the parliament? No, they should never. We should never have this kind of violence like we had in Nepal. But they must have a demand. They must give an ultimatum. Decentralize. Actually, the actual elections are being conducted by the field level people, the district collectors. Why these election commissions enjoying such massive powers? They poke their nose. This SIR is a fraud. I openly say this SIR is a fraud. And they are imposing it on and Supreme Court is completely supporting election commission. Supreme Court is not functioning as a Supreme Court. It is only doing that some kind of compromise between the election commission and the other people. That's not the way. Bihar SIR is a total fraud on the Constitution of India and people of India. In this, I totally agree. Though, of course, I have a lot of difference with my friend Yogendra Yadav. On this, I completely agree with him. It's a total fraud, and they want to do it throughout the country. Brazenly, they are doing it. They want to disenfranchise people. They want to render people stateless. What authority do they have? Cut them to size. State elections should not be held by them. Go back to Article 289 of the Constitution of India, original article, and many of the problems will get solved.
Okay, so cut election commission to size, go back to the old article which the Constituent Assembly brought in, that state assemblies should be having the powers to conduct their own elections.
State election commission. Not state assembly.
Yes, state election commission, and cut down the powers of the central election commission so that there is no needless interference in the process. And this is what has been suggested by Mr. M.G. Devasahayam. So thank you so much for joining on HW. Thank you.